Welcome to another week's episode of Try Mumbo Sauce. I'm your co-host MOO, aka Moo, aka so many names that you might know.
And I'm your other co-host, Twan.
Let's get it. What's going on, brother?
Ain't nothing much, man.
How you doing?
You know how we do.
Mike, they gonna be mad at that.
Hey.
But it's all good. Yo, how was your week?
It was good, man.
What happened to you this week, man? Tell us something.
Nothing, man. I just been on my dad shit, man.
Dad shit all week?
Dad shit all week, man.
Give us one exciting dad thing for the week.
Shit,
Because I'm not a dad.
Every day's an adventure.
Something had to happen. I
got twins.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
My shit don't stop.
Your shit is very exciting.
You know what I'm saying? My son is like Tasmanian Devil. It's like Looney Tunes.
How old are your twins?
8 months.
Shout out to all the people out there who got twins, dealing with that twin thing.
Shout
I think
out.
if I had a twin, I would probably give one away immediately.
That's fucked up.
Be like, especially if it was a surprise, to be like, oh, it's another one in there. Like that one has to go.
That's exactly what that was, though.
That one has to literally go. Like if somebody out here want that one. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. I would keep it. I had a good week. I went to New York this week.
What was you in New York doing?
My wife actually was at a conference in Columbia, so I was in Harlem. I spend a lot of time, and I usually go to New York, and I don't spend time. I always spend time in Midtown, that Times Square type shit.
I like how you glossed over my wife had a meeting at Columbia. That's Ivy League.
She on her shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. She definitely
shout out to her doing it
for sure. But I usually always spend time in Times Square, Midtown type.
Nah,
but this time we staying in Harlem, and when Carlos Santana say growing up in Spanish Harlem, it's Spanish Harlem.
Yeah, I had a brief stint.
It was love though.
I had a brief stint in New York, man. I hate New York though.
What?
Shout out to New York, but I hate New York.
Shout out to New York. I actually love New York. Sometimes I wish I was from New York. When Jay-Z's song come on, New York, I really wish I was from New York. But I love the city. No doubt to D.C. But at that time, you know what I'm saying? Yellow cab, gypsy cab, dollar cab, holla back. I wish I was in New York.
What else happened this week? What have you seen this week?
For me, what I've seen this week, definitely events that happened this week. The BET Awards was dope.
Yeah, I checked that out briefly.
I ain't gonna lie to the viewers and shit. I didn't watch it, but I watched a lot of other things.
I watched it briefly. I usually watch it.
The go-go thing, the go-go run that they did, the whole tribute of the EU out there doing on BET Awards.
That was dope and surprising.
Very surprising. I was blown away by that.
Shout out to Regina.
Regina, and then, you know what I'm saying, Taraji coming there twerking. Everybody wants to see Taraji twerk.
Yeah, everybody wanted a little piece of
doing the butt. Taraji out there dancing. Literally probably better than Spotlight on the butt cheeks at the Icebox that I grew up on.
The Icebox. Shout out to the Icebox.
The VHS Spotlight on the butt cheeks. I don't even go into the details about that. But that was real good though. The BET Awards. And actually, another thing about the BET Awards that I really thought was dope.
I got a few things actually. Go ahead.
Was the blue carpet.
That's dope.
It was not a red carpet at the BET Awards. It was a blue carpet. Everywhere, every performer for the pre-performances, it was all blue carpet. And I thought that was for Nip, and I thought that was just amazing.
That's the ultimate tribute.
For sure. I thought that was amazing. What else did you like about the awards, though?
You know what? Lizzo. Yeah, I talked to you earlier about Lizzo. Yes, you weren't familiar. But Lizzo's the big girl that came out there.
Oh, that's her name.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with Lizzo.
I did a little research on her.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
She's big. She's big, man. She came from Boston, Detroit. She was born in Boston, came from Detroit. Then she moved to Texas.
Damn.
When she was 15. And then she pretty much honed her skills there. And then she has a huge following. And then I found out the next day, I ain't heard none of her music, but she's popping.
I definitely seen, up there with up there kind of with the go-go, because that was just my feed. And it was definitely her. That was the other thing that I seen a lot of on the BET Awards.
Because I seen it, I didn't know who she was, and then I seen everybody in the crowd reaction. I'm like,
Lizzo was her name.
Yeah, everybody was singing the words, and I'm like, oh, what's this?
We will know your words by next episode, Lizzo. I'm gonna definitely know some of your
shit. Shout out to Lizzo.
That's for sure.
She signed to Atlantic Records.
And honestly, and Lizzo was great. The blue carpet was awesome. The Go-Go Move was I actually enjoyed when I watched like Cardi B and Offset performance. I mean, this nigga Offset was dancing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
he was doing anything for the cloud for sure.
I feel like he was doing anything for the cloud. Shout out to Offset, man.
But shout out to Offset, but I thought it was dope. I was like, yo, you don't usually get like, people come up there performing hip hop and like be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. Like doing it to the best of his ability, which I thought was dope. Like not like Chris Brown dancing and singing, but like rapping and choreography dancing.
Black men don't cheat. Shout out to Offset.
Choreography dancing and rapping hip hop lyrics. Offset. Shout out to you for doing that. Cause I mean, you did a great job. I was all the way with it. That was good. They gave another thing that I thought was great was because I'm a dreamer and I love like when people give dreamer speeches, was Tyler Perry. When he got up there and they accepted his award, I thought that was like, his speech was really amazing. It really kind of like, so shout out to him.
Shout out to Tyler Perry. He do a lot, man.
Shout out to Medea, Tyler Perry, all that.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. And last thing, the QC takeover was crazy on the BET Awards, lastly, for sure. Like, that was...
QC, that's what QC do, man.
I mean, just the way they came up and kind of, like, took over the whole awards with all the people they had performing
I used to live in Atlanta, and QC is everything, bro.
Like, I love that
Shout
movement.
Out to
that
Coach
is
K,
everything.
QC, and
what
that
else
whole
happened
movement.
This week? The NBA Awards.
The NBA Awards, man. Hey, did you see John Wall, man?
No. What happened with Wall? What happened with John Wall?
That man looked nervous up there, man, giving that award. Shout out to John Wall, giving that award to his brother, Bradley Beal.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a Wizards fan.
What you think about MVP?
I mean, Giannis, for sure, was supposed to be the MVP. Yes. And I love everything about Over the Beard. Like, arguably, the Beard has been the reigning MVP for the last average of 3 to 4 seasons.
Nah, I'm with you.
But this season, it was supposed to go to Giannis, man.
Giannis,
from Greece.
Man. Nah. He.
You know what I'm saying? The emotion that he showed in
he
his
rose
speech,
above the surface this year, most definitely.
You know, I think actually when I looked at his speech today, I think everybody should just embody what KD says on his MVP speech. Because once you get to talking about your mom, I think everybody should just be like, Mom, you're the real MVP. Like, I just felt like Giannis wanted to say that yesterday and he didn't, but he should have. Giannis, it's okay to take from KD and say, Mom, you're the real MVP, because all moms are the real MVPs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something.
KD start charging a sampler's fee for that.
Yeah, no, I think you should. Hold up, though. Did you see Shaq perform?
Nah, I actually didn't. Please inform me. I gotta look that up.
Look up Shaq performing. He
Shaq
rapped.
is my
man.
Rapped.
Shaq rapped at the NBA Awards yesterday. Shaq dropped balls.
You know what?
Straight Kazam.
You know who Shaq reminds me of? Snoop Dogg. He always finds a way to reinvent himself and keep himself relevant.
And he loved hip hop from the beginning.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
Shaq went platinum. Don't forget it.
Don't forget it. That is right. Shout out to Shaq. He's still big as shit, and he's still three times as taller than anybody on the whole stage.
Yes,
so
barbecue
it's
chicken.
It's fucking ridiculous, young. Lastly, about the NBA awards, Rookie of the Year. I really thought Trae Young was gonna get that.
Nah, you tripping.
Really?
No.
I wanted him to, I guess.
Nah, you tripping, man.
But Luka was...
Luka is the truth.
He plays like he's not a rookie. So
he steps back.
Sophomore of the year award, something.
Yeah.
Fuck out
of here. And look, they got rid of Dirk, and then here comes Luka. How convenient.
True.
And then they got what's the kid name from the Knicks?
How convenient, right? Dirk, then Luka. Same people. Maybe not. But look, what else happened this week? That's it? Anything else that happened to you this week?
Nothing else in the NBA.
Big things, the NBA, the BET Awards. I did go to a party this week at the Sandlot. Shout out to Uncle Scooty.
Your life sounds exciting, man.
At the Sandlot. That was
pretty
dope. I could be
like you.
That was really dope. You need to, I don't have twins. So, it's pretty dope. Hey, but look, I want to definitely get into, Fashion Week. Hold on, I can't forget about Fashion Week. Fashion Week did happen this past weekend in Paris. Louis Vuitton released their spring 2020 men's collection.
You mean Virgil?
He works for Louis Vuitton, but Virgil did release the Louis Vuitton.
Virgil is the brand now.
Virgil is the brand. And did you see anything from the show, or did you? I actually watched the whole show.
I mean, I just watched I just watched the releases and shit.
I watched the entire show
and I saw some off-white Nikes that is dope.
Virgil has some great things, and one thing I would like to point out that Virgil imported custom Louis Vuitton benches in the square that they had the fashion show.
Nah, shit.
That was just quite amazing. The level of detail that he takes into that.
Nigga got
Louis Vuitton ashtrays. They had an ice cream cart out there that was a Louis Vuitton ice cream cart.
Got the pops
like
and shit,
crepes and other crazy
I follow Virgil on IG. That shit is interesting. Like,
that's amazing for somebody who didn't go to fashion school to like. And actually, I thought he had some good stuff, some good pieces in his bags. I think he's touching more into like just getting out of the box of what masculinity is in fashion.
But the nigga comes, you know what I'm saying? The nigga comes from the root of this shit, so.
We love that. We love that. That was good. So he had a great show. Dior had a great show. I watched Dior's show as well. Off-White, he actually had an Off-White show too that same weekend, which was dope. So shout out to Virgil. He got an art exhibit in Chicago. Paradise will actually be in Chicago.
Damn, that's dope. I wish I could
this year. So that'll be dope. We'll definitely go check out the installation he has at the museum in Chicago.
What's the ticket on something like that? Is that like free?
On the Complex Con?
Yeah.
They're reasonably priced. You spend like $120 if you want a 1-day pass, but like $180 for like a 2-day pass. They definitely
for all you hype beasts out there, go check that out.
Shout out to Complex Con. I will be there. This is my first time. It'll probably. I'm actually looking forward to it a lot.
That's dope.
So that was all we did this week.
That's pretty much it.
That was great this week. I want to go into something I like to call On This Day in History.
Okay.
On Try Mumbo Podcast. Check out. So on this day in history, we will go through a couple things like on this day in music, on this day with history, on this day in sports. Well, it gives you some interesting facts that will happen on this day. Was it June 25th?
Yes.
It didn't happen in 2019, or maybe it did, but I ain't get none from 2019. But so check this out though, right? In sports, right? Cal Ripken on this day in 1988 played his 1,000th consecutive game.
Cal Ripken was that nigga, though.
Cal Ripken.
He was like the Brett Favre of that shit. Like Iron Man of that shit.
Nigga played 1,000 games in a row.
Yeah, I wish he was the manager of the Nats right now.
Goddamn. Yeah, right? He should be. He need to bring one of those teams back. That would be pretty real. Keeping it in the sports realm, in 1997 on this day, Tim Duncan was drafted, right?
Right.
2 years later, on this same exact day, in 1999, Tim Duncan won his first NBA championship.
So he got drafted on the same day he won his first NBA championship. 2 years prior to him being drafted.
Yes. 2 years later, after he got drafted, he won a chip.
How many championships does he have?
How many championships does Tim Duncan have?
Can we get a fact check?
We can get a fact check on that.
Let's find out how many championships.
One of our studio producers to get a fact check on that one, and we'll find that out. But that was actually really dope. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of, on this day in music though, right?
Yeah.
Interesting fact. Prince dropped his 6th studio album.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know which one it was?
Which one?
Purple Rain.
Oh, that's the official.
On this day, 1984.
Official.
Tim Duncan has 5 NBA championships.
Oh, yeah. Fact check.
Back with that one. Shout out to
the producer.
Goddamn. And actually, I seen when we'll get back to Prince in a second. When Tim Duncan accepted his, when they did them little Hall of Fame, you see him man with the dreads and the fade. Looks like a motherfucker I would love to hang out with right now, retired Tim Duncan.
Hold on.
He's probably blowing trees.
The shit just hit me. He got 5 championships. Yeah. That's up there. Motherfuckers don't even be talking about Tim no more.
I didn't really realize. I mean, he won his first one 2 years after he got in the league. So
that's big dog
Tim goddamn Duncan. But look, back to Prince, right?
Prince.
He released his 6th studio album in 1984 on this day. Purple Rain.
His 6th?
6th. It was the first time that he introduced the Revolution as his band.
So you just told me something, and I hate to say this on camera, but I didn't know Purple Rain was his 6th album.
6th album, right?
Damn.
In 1984.
Damn.
I wasn't alive, y'all.
History lesson for you.
History lesson. And that's pretty cool. Like, they keep it in the realm of Prince, though, honestly. Well, no, I'm going to give you that one last, though, right? But in 1967, on this day, right, the Beatles performed, what was the song? All You Need Is Love, right? But check this. It was, with 20 million people, it was broadcast on a global TV network that never had been done before.
Back then.
In 1967.
Yeah, that was
you
big
imagine
back
that? Like, via satellite?
I always wish I can go back and go to one of them concerts like Woodstock and shit.
That shit was crazy.
I'm a low-key hippie deep down inside.
What that was like, you know what I'm saying? And speaking of the Beatles, shout out to Drake, because now he has officially more snaps than the Beatles.
You hear me?
He has officially passed the Beatles with more top 10 Billboard hits.
Damn.
More than the Beatles. Yeah. So Drake has spoke his lyrics into existence. Once again, I got more snaps than the Beatles.
You hear me?
Shout out to you, Drizzy, for sure. But on this same day, right? Interesting fact. In 1975, Barry White dropped his classic song,
Barry.
I Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe.
Damn, so today...
1975, he dropped the hit.
So today...
On this day.
So today marks the day that a lot of you niggas was born.
yeah, exactly. Today marks the day a lot of you niggas was conceived, for sure. Because they couldn't get enough of your love after Barry White dropped that day. He probably ran up on the pool immediately. And that is a big fact, though, for sure.
Facts.
But, what else? Hold on. I got one more thing for us, though. I was about to say about that was
what else we got in history?
Back to the Prince joint, right?
Yeah.
This is a funny fact that I thought was cool. In 2016, right, Prince guitar called Yellow Cloud, which was supposed to be his favorite guitar, was auctioned off for $137,000.
That's crazy. All right, so let me ask you a question. If you was rich, right? I'm talking about like
$137,000 for a guitar.
I'm talking about rich, like right? 500 million rich. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How much would you pay for some silly shit like that? I mean, it's not silly.
$137,000 for a Prince guitar. No, me.
I can't hold you though. I pay a lot of money for some
I would
shit.
Pay like if I had money like that, I would pay a lot of money. Because I'm a low-key geek.
I'm a hip-hop geek.
I would pay a lot of money for some Tupac relic shit or something like that. Like I would pay a lot of money for something that somebody's alive for right now. Like give me Kendrick Lamar's.
That's a good segment. We're gonna add that. We're gonna add that segment in. What would you pay? What would you pay a lot of money for?
That'll be a great segment though. But on the funny fact though, and that actually was bought by the owner of the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh,
he bought that joint.
What's his name?
Ursa. So he bought that guitar from Prince, right?
Alcoholics.
But on that same auction though, which this is trippy. A lock of David Bowie's hair sold for $18,000.
Now, see, that's the shit I'm talking about, man. That's the weird shit. That's that weird shit I don't get, though.
A lock of David Bowie's hair.
If I was rich, I'd buy a lot of dumb shit. But somebody's hair, dog. Like, come on, man.
Can you imagine that?
Who the fuck bought that?
I don't know. I don't know who bought that. But shout out to whoever paid $18,750. He
bought that shit anonymous.
For a lock of David Bowie's hair. Because they probably still got it in a little time
anonymous
capsule.
Bidder. Sure. Shout out to them.
Few things. Let's keep it with the on this day. Rest in peace to the king of pop. Rest in peace to the leader of the Jackson 5. Passed away 2 years ago.
Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. Look, I got a little story. Look, I used to live in California. When Michael Jackson died, I was living across the street.
Word? For real?
Like when he was in the hospital, niggas was outside and shit.
Oh.
Man, the shit was crazy, man. So shout out to the king. I never forget that.
Shout out to the king of pop, man. Like that's... Michael Jackson got things
like he died this day.
It always trips me out when I like go to family functions and I see like my nephews that's like 6 and 7, and then they like literally like partying to a Michael Jackson song that came out before I was born.
They would never know the effect of
just like,
why they danced the fucking way they...
Like this is what people want from music. Like this is when you make music, and I don't care who you are, I think when you go in and you make music, that's really what you want ultimately.
I mean, he ultimately maxed out.
He maxed out. So definitely rest in peace to Mike. Shout out to Mike. Lastly, on this day in history, 23 years ago, Jay-Z, dropped his first studio album.
Oh, yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, on June 25th, right?
Yes.
Which leads me into two things. One, 2 years from now, Jay-Z will be eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which you're only eligible after 25 years after the release of your first album.
Mm-hmm.
Showing for that.
He's the first ballot.
First ballot Hall of Fame. But it leads me into our next segment is, what are your best Jay-Z albums ranked? From 1 to 13, how do you rank Jay-Z's albums? All of his albums. We're going to go through the list today.
All right, I got it.
We're going to go back and forth. We're going to see who... It ain't even about who got the best list.
Yeah, we just going to compare.
We just going to compare. We want y'all to see what... I'm going to let you start off with number 13. Go ahead. I'm going to let you start off with number 13.
Okay, so we're going to start off number 13. Jay-Z's best albums from Twan's perspective. Number 13, I got Magna Carta, Holy Grail. Number 13.
What?
That's
okay.
That's
Magna Carta, Holy Grail. I guess you gotta start somewhere.
Compared to the catalog, I mean, impeccable catalog, but
impeccable catalog. Okay.
I mean that ranks at the bottom.
Ranks at the bottom. Magna Carta. Give us one reason why Magna Carta is at the bottom.
It's a no for me, dog.
And let's say going forward, all 13 of Jay-Z albums are amazing and they all number ones. Let's just put it there. Now go ahead and
let you tell it. The production. Mm-hmm. I mean, mainly for me, I could not get into that shit. It was just like too Timberland-ish for me. And I love Timberland, but that was when Timberland was going through that Timberlake phase and shit. And that shit was all sounding all poppy and Pepsi and shit.
I got you.
I wasn't fucking with that shit. So
I understand that. All right, number 13 for me is going to be Volume 3.
Volume 3. Wow.
Volume 3 will be number 13 for me. And I guess
that ranks
it was some hard. It was definitely some hard things on Volume 3. You know what I'm saying? So Ghetto, Dope Man, Snoopy track. Great cuts for me, right? But I would say I get more into
I actually had that, yeah.
The introspective Jay to get in the top rankings for me. So Volume 3, number 13. Number 12.
Let's go. Get into it. Number 12, I got Kingdom Come. My number 12 for Jay-Z. Kingdom Come was, I mean, I was in college when Kingdom Come came out. And it didn't hit as hard. Lil Wayne was thumping like shit. Young Jeezy was thumping like shit. And Jay-Z just wasn't coming with that shit. I guess he was going through that phase when he was trying to reinvent himself. And that shit wasn't hitting for me.
He was at Kingdom Come.
It was like iffy, you know what I'm saying?
He was at Kingdom Come.
I mean, he had some good cuts on there, but ultimately as a project,
I still like
me,
it.
dog.
Like I say, I'm going to repeat through this whole segment. Jay, I like every album 1 through 13, okay?
Fanboy.
Don't anything different than that, okay? But surprisingly, my number 12 is the same as your number 12. Kingdom Come.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to even do this segment, right? Because if you want to rank Jay-Z albums for me, I'm like number one. Everyone is number one. Die-line. Spit hot fire, don't you? If you know me, you know that's what it is. Like shout out to my homie Jill, who's the only biggest other Jay-Z fan. And when I produces, you know what I'm saying, met her at the gym one time. That's the only other biggest Jay-Z fan that I know. Shout out to my homie Jill. But Kingdom Come, I would say yes. I mean, Lost Ones is one of my favorite tracks.
Lost Ones is dope.
Of Jay for sure, because it gives me that. But I would say the same thing that kind of you said. Like Kingdom Come was his moving into more of a corporate kind of rap Jay, which I love, you know what I'm saying, for sure. But I would definitely rank it in that same round for number 12, for sure.
Most definitely.
That was it. So,
for number 11, I got Volume 3. Coming in at number 11. 11th ranking of Jay-Z albums. Number 3, it really didn't resonate with me at the time, personally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still a dope piece of work, like you say. But at that time, I mean, it was so much other shit that was just cranking harder than when he was kicking. You know what I'm saying? That I just got to pass up on that one.
That is true.
That's my number 1. That's my number 11. What you got for number 11?
Number 11, I'm going to go with The Blueprint 3. And it was hard because I wanted to put it in my top 10 of Jay's albums because it was kind of an introduction of Cole with Jay, and then, you know, he was passing the baton a little bit.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Thought he was not going to come back ever again, even though I know he might have dropped like 3 albums after that. So, but it was still dope tracks on there with Forever Young and As Real As It Gets is one of my favorite Jay-Z tracks as well with Jeezy. So I'm gonna say again, every track is number 1 for me, Jay, all right? But this is number 11,
Okay.
Blueprint 3. Here we go.
Okay, for number 10. So number 10, I got The Dynasty. Now, this is hard for me. It's number 10. I mean, I like The Dynasty because Beanie Siegel was on The Dynasty. Beanie Siegel was, at that time, he was big, man. Beanie Siegel was everything. But then again, you had them quirky-ass beats, like, you know what I'm saying? It was a weird time in hip-hop.
Kanye.
It was the quirky-ass beat. It was nothing like real firm on that album.
First beat was on The Dynasty.
And which beat was that, actually?
This Can't Be Life. I mean, this can't be life.
Damn, that is.
This Can't Be Love.
It is. And he got Scarface on that joint. It's a dope album. Number 10, that's not bad. What you got?
It's okay. And you know, the theme song to The Pranos plays in life. Like
again, the song with Beanie Siegel.
I got you, though.
Classic.
We on number 10, so now we in a lot of the cream of the crop. So let's just keep it going. Number 10 for me is going to be Magna Carta.
What?
Which you put all the way down at number 13.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Goddamn fool.
What about you put this in the top 10? So what about Magna Carta that makes the top 10? I'm just curious.
One, and you know you can beg to differ. One, the promotion of Magna Carta laid the foundation for what people do now. Jay promoted nothing for Magna Carta. He had Samsung buy 1 million copies before he even dropped the album. So that was a dope asset in itself. But then once you heard the album, it was, I think for me, being produced by Timbaland was just an amazing aspect. He shows you a whole different layout of how you can be corporate in what he is, but still let you know what he does. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Or how he got to where he, you know what I'm saying? Picasso, baby. You know, doing a 32, doing whole 24-hour set at the MoMA with Picasso, baby, as like, you know, that's
when he first had them. That's when he first had them babies, you know.
Exactly, you know, and he had some really good tracks on there. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in America, like so it was nickels and dimes. I would say Magna Carta for me. That's why I want to put it higher. But,
that's fair.
You know, we're gonna keep it going.
All right, for number 9, I got American Gangster. American Gangster. Now, American Gangster, soundtrack to the movie / you know, studio album. That shit was dope, man. Like, that shit was, like, dark, and that's how I like my shit. Like,
it was.
You know, I'm a 90s baby. I like my shit dark. That shit was, like, dark. He was spitting that shit, you know, that dope boy shit. So that shit was dope. And that shit was miles way better than the last 4 Magna Carta when he was kicking that Timbaland shit. Shout out to Timbaland. I like Timbaland, but some of them Timbaland and Jay-Z features, man, that shit be...
Man, you know, you can't get caught in the dirt off your shoulder.
Timbaland be wanting to try shit.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand what goes on in that life. That was number 9, right?
Number 9, that was more my speed.
We're going to agree again on number 9. I'm going to go with American Gangster.
What's your reasons?
And I'm going to say the same reasons. It was gritty. It was just a little bit of more that, like, newer Jay, but still, like, a reasonable doubt. Like,
there we go.
Reinvented Jay-Z.
Exactly,
it was like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with the you know, interludes, you know, with the first interlude he got, you know, we talking about the Gangster, you know what I'm saying? Gangster in the Absorb, the Dorb, you know, like, charted by Forbes, that whole little vibe. So I think American, and then to fit with the movie, it was just like, it was beautiful, for sure.
All right.
Where we at, number 8?
Number 8. Let me see where we at here, man.
What you got?
Number 8, I got 444.
What the hell? You disrespecting me.
And I know I fucked you up with that one, because 444 is one of your favorite Jay-Z albums, I know.
Fuck me up with that.
But 444. 444, and this is difficult, because 444 is a great, phenomenal album. I mean... Phenomenal. And honestly, at this point, there's not a lot I can say negative about, like, the album that I didn't like.
Exactly.
It's just at this point, I just like other pieces better. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, I'm just being choosy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I can't nitpick this one like I nitpicked the last couple ones.
No.
But this one just falls at 8 for me because I like other ones better. Simple and plain. So what do you got at with an 8?
At number 8 for me, I'm going to go with Watch the Throne.
See, all right, see.
And did you not put that in there?
Watch the Throne is more of a collaborative.
That's collaborative. And I got a substitute. Because I actually
give me a sub.
I thought you was going to say this.
Yeah, I kept it
I thought vanilla. You was going to say this. So I got a substitute. And my substitute is Volume 2 for number 8.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay.
Volume 2, number 8. And no lie, Volume 2 for me was kind of like everyone else a little bit. It was your introduction to Jay-Z.
Right.
You know, with Hard Knock Life, everybody, when the Annie sample came out, it was like, all right, who is this cat?
Okay.
And then you realize that he released 2 albums prior to that album, and you was like,
okay,
whoa. You know, so Volume 2 was that for me. You know, Money Ain't a Thing. So you had a little commercial fame on there. You definitely had the Money Cash Hoes with DMX. And one of my favorite ultimate Jay-Z lines
I'm going to play a little double advocate here in a minute.
From, what is the name of that track? If I Should Die.
If I Should Die.
If I Should Die. Jay-Z's last verse on that joint is like
no,
probably one of my favorite Jay-Z verses.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I run in the park asking where we went wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, like, definitely is one of my favorite joints.
That's a dope episode insert.
Yes. What was your devil's advocate?
No, we'll get to it later. We'll get to it a little later. It's going to come up.
We on number 7?
Number 7, I got Volume 1. Volume 1, man. Mm-hmm. Volume 1 was dope, too, because it was an offspring of the beginning of, like, that Chris Style Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? That poppy Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Talking that shit. Mm-hmm. That flashy shit. Back, you know what I'm saying? Back when that shit was relevant. So,
yes.
That shit, and back then he was spitting that shit like no other. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of cats wasn't spitting that shit like he was at that time. So I'm gonna go for volume 1.
Volume 1 is like, Who You With? That was like
Who You With.
I know I put that.
And he was like doing that, yeah. And he was fucking with that Streets Is Watching around the same time.
Yeah, that was. I actually watched that not too long ago because it's on Tidal.
Damn, it's on Tidal?
Yeah, and they had actually backstage on Tidal. Remember when they went on tour?
Man, that's my shit, yeah.
That's still on Tidal now. Yeah, that was pretty awesome, though. So we at number 7?
Yeah.
Number 7 for me is going to be Blueprint 2.
What? That's buffoonery right there.
Number 7 for me is Blueprint 2.
Come on.
It was Jay-Z's first time at a double disc, right?
Explain yourself.
Jay's first attempt at a double disc. Not that he couldn't pull it off.
Okay, so now you got me interested to see what you got in front of the Blueprint.
Not that he couldn't pull it off. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, you said the Blueprint what? 2?
Blueprint 2.
Oh, okay. No.
You thought I said the Blueprint.
I said the Blueprint.
Nah, okay. Blueprint 2. Blueprint 2. Some people hate us. Guns N' Roses, some of my favorite tracks, Heavy D production. Like, how you catch Heavy D on the track.
That shit was dope, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who you think Heavy D is, because rest in peace, Heavy D.
Rest in peace, Heavy D. But Jay-Z and Heavy D dope, on the track.
Yeah.
That was real.
Jay-Z and Timberland?
That was real. Like The Watcher, I think that Dr. Dre, The Watcher verse. That was his first. Hold
on, let me say something real fast, though. Heavy D made it possible for motherfucking Kanye's and shit like that.
Yes.
So,
for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Heavy D.
But go ahead, let's go.
Uptown Records, Andre.
Where we at? What number we on?
We 6? On number 6, B.
6. I got volume 2. All right, so look, here's my double advocate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to talk about volume 2. Because this shit was instrumental in me, in my life, and coming up. Volume 2 has one of Jay-Z's most memorable songs. Did I say that right? Most memorable songs ever.
Yes, it does.
Hard Knock Life would never get old, bro. Like, that shit will resonate forever. That Annie sample was like clutch in his career.
It will,
like Hard Knock Life.
I don't disagree with you.
2001, you feel me?
I don't disagree with you. 2000. I don't disagree with that.
Come on, man.
I don't get this.
So that's why
number 6.
That's my number 6, man.
Number 6.
It just fell out the top 5, but that shit was big, man. Hard Knock Life.
That was a big record, man.
98. Shout out to the producer. Fact checking. 98, man.
All right, my number 6 is American. Did I say I said American Gangster already?
Yeah.
I think I did. No, so that's not my. Hey, no, here you go. This is right. My number 6 is the Black Album.
Okay. Okay, right outside top 5.
Right outside the top 5, the Black Album was, we thought it was Jay-Z's last album.
Oh yeah, he pump fake.
But
You know, he did the
not,
Brett Favre.
It was not. So I would say
But it's
that
all
would
love.
fall right.
Thank God it wasn't.
Right out of the, you know what I'm saying, top 5. Like, you know, it was a hard toss-up between that and, like, Unfinished, the best of both worlds, I mean.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking best of both worlds. Jay-Z be appalled if I put that in his top 13. We'll go into your top. All right, we in the top 5.
So now we're getting into the top 5. This is creme de la creme, homie.
Creme de la creme.
For my top 5, we're going to crack it off at the Blueprint 2. Making it in my top 5, man. Blueprint was funky, man. You was talking shit about Heavy D. But Heavy D was cranking on that joint. And he had some little low-key joints. And with some low-key features on that joint. Yeezy got off on that joint.
Got off on that joint. He even had Mobb Deep on that joint.
You feel me? After going in on him on Blueprint 1.
Yeah, because he signed them to Rock. He signed them to the Rock at that point. Like, so they was on the track with him. No, yeah. Now, I'm with you on the Blueprint 2.
So the Blueprint 2... Yeah, that shit was
some high tracks. All right, I'm with that. I don't disagree with that. All right, my number 5 is gonna be the Dynasty.
Okay.
You put lower down.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the intro to the Dynasty sets the cake of a lot of that album, and it's kind of like, you know. And then at the same token, further down the album, you know, which he got the track about with his dad and stuff like that with him and Beanie Siegel. Kind of like the Dynasty.
Right.
What a great album to bring your team on.
Nah, I can't protest.
All right, number 4.
For number 4, I got the Black Album.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for many reasons. First of all, the Black Album, the skits were classic. The little interludes with my man, I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Threats. My man, Threats
Pimp.
Threats Pimp. With the film to go with it.
I can't hold you. Match, just put you like drug money, nigga. Yeah.
with the film Fade to Black to go with it. Like you said, we thought it was his last album. And the film was dope, man. And
I take a mop handle and...
That shit was a whole movement. It was a whole vibe. You know,
that joint was...
I don't know if you remember.
It was, though. The Black Album was, and it was for me too, because that was actually an album that you got to watch the Fade to Black.
And I remember at that time I was listening to the Black Album and motherfucking The Love Below. 03. I was listening to Love Below and the Outkast album. Yes. I was going back and forth.
He had the Fade to Black joint with the we had the Pharrell. You see him making the beats with Pharrell and Kanye giving them beats.
Yeah.
To see him
Knife
in that
Wonder.
element.
That's when he got with Knife Wonder.
That's when he got with Knife.
That shit was dope, man. I was
dope.
a huge Knife Wonder fan. I was a boom bap kid, you know.
That was super dope. So on number 4, right?
Yeah, I think I skipped one on my list, but go ahead, let's go.
Yours was the Black Album. My number 4 is going to be the Blueprint.
Okay.
It's hard to put this in a lower ranking, but the Blueprint is like...
What's your reasons?
It's hard for me to put this in a lower ranking. I'm not going to lie, because I'll give you a quick story. Like number 3, the Blueprint. I'll give you a quick story. The Blueprint came out on September 11th, 2001.
I remember. I was in 9th grade.
Like,
I just told my age.
On September 11th, and we all know what that day was.
I was in 9th grade, bro.
I was very upset. After I got out of school midday, because my man, shout out my man BJ, he was like, nigga, they blowing up schools.
My mom
and
came
we like
and got me
left out the school. His mom came and got us. I made them take me to the CD store, my nigga.
I did the same thing.
And it was closed.
I had it on September 11th.
And it was closed. I didn't get it till September 13th. I was quite upset. No bullshit.
I had it, and I remember sitting in the house all day because the shit was on the TV.
That was literally, I
was listening to that shit.
I was baffled by what was going on the TV. Yes.
That shit was scary.
The very second or next thought close to that was that I didn't have Jay-Z's Blueprint. And it was really killing me that it was somebody somewhere was spinning it and I didn't hear it. So it's hard for me to put that at number 3. But I would say that my top 3 is like my top 1. So that I really have no bad things to say about top 3s.
Okay,
but
so
go ahead.
My number 3.
You gave your number? Did you get your number?
Nah,
3?
I skipped one, so we're just gonna go with number 3. My number 3 is my number 2 actually. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Reasonable Doubts.
This is your number 2. Reasonable
Doubts. Number 2, yeah. Reasonable Doubts.
What's your number 1?
Reasonable Doubts. It's like a tie with number one, honestly, but we got to have a number two.
I don't even know what your number one is about to be, honestly.
Reasonable Doubts is one of the best, like, I'm talking about, I'm talking about best, you talking about hip-hop vibe, you know what I'm saying? You want to get to the essence, and you want to catch that, you know what I'm saying, that good hip-hop, grungy, you know what I'm saying, lyrics, the combos, and the smooth talk, and that slick talk shit. That's the Reasonable Doubt. That's why it makes it number one.
It is.
Like I said, it could be a tie with, that's what makes it number two. It could be a tie with one, but, there's only number one.
So, number one is not Reasonable Doubt.
Number one is not Reasonable Doubt. What you got? What you got at number three? And I'll go back.
No, I'm at number two.
Okay, let's go.
Number two, I'm at my number two. And, I was talking all that shit, but my number two is Reasonable Doubt as well.
Okay.
So.
What's your reasons?
My reasons is that my number one is better than Reasonable Doubt.
No. I had a couple of those.
That is literally my reasoning. Facts. I have no knocks to Reasonable Doubt.
I can't wait to get to your number one. I guess we already know what that is.
Reasonable Doubt is just an amazing project. It was before my time. Jay-Z was getting a lot of money before my time. No knock to how old he is. I was only 10 when Reasonable Doubt came out. And just like J. Cole said, you know what I'm saying? Pac had me like, fuck Jay, fuck Big. I was only like 11, so forgive me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, oh, this guy's actually really good. Tupac, my man, that's a beast, but so yeah, that's reasons for my reason. That's the Reasonable Doubt for my Reasonable Doubt being at number two.
I feel you.
What's your number one?
Number one, I got the Blueprint 1. The Blueprint 1 for all the same reasons. All right, so
same reasons as my number three.
The same reasons, bro. He dropped the same day as the Towers.
He dropped the same
went
day as the
stupid
Towers.
And went stupid, bro. On that day.
Day.
Come on, man. You can't make that shit up. He had Eminem on that joint, Renegade. He had fucking Yeezy going crazy.
Yeah.
He had motherfucking
Mr. H of the Izzo was back to Wizard.
Man, he had motherfucking Just Blaze going crazy.
Yeah. You know and then he had some unreleased tracks on the end.
And then he had some unreleased tracks.
Kept listening.
But then that's when Jay-Z started showing like the other side of Jay-Z. That was
Songcry.
That was the start of the other side of Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? To the Jay-Z we have today. You know what I'm saying?
Like one of the first definitions of like a true hustler. I said water to a well, and you like, oh, I understand.
Exactly. That was the beginning of like, you know what I'm saying, the humorous, the motherfucking song cry Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm open about my relationship with Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Yes.
That was the start of that nigga, you know what I'm saying?
He did that on a blueprint.
Ultimately, that got to be his best piece of work, man. He went in on Mobb Deep. He had MOP on there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
He did it all on that joint. Mama Loves Me, told you about his story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make you for me, made me tougher. Love you for that, my nigga. No matter what, bruh. So trust me, I dissect them joints.
That's right.
But I disagree with your number one.
Okay, what you got? What you got, man?
And the number one Jay-Z album for me, I even bought a prop for this.
You got props and shit?
It's going to be 4, 4, and another 4.
Okay.
Jay-Z's best project.
This nigga gonna open the cover and shit.
I'm gonna open it up for you, let you see that I still got the CD. I still got the CD in the case, okay? It's still there. It's still
that's
crisp.
dope, man.
It's there, Jay. All right?
Who say black people don't buy records?
I'm mad it's in the plastic. I buy records.
He didn't bootleg that shit.
Every last one of your records,
you hear me?
Trust me, I have, okay? On CD, yes. For me, 444 is the best project.
What's your reason?
Because it gives you every single aspect of Jay-Z of every album that we just named.
Okay.
And I would say that if you listen from track 1 to the finish, you even from Kill Jay-Z all the way down to Legacy, you know what I'm saying, to Marcy Me, to 444, about his wife, to, you know what I'm saying, the Close My Eyes, Open My Eyes, the song about with his mom, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it literally, if you listen to 444, it literally gives you every aspect of Jay-Z and gives you game. It gives you the growth. It lets you know I still came from hustling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm still that dude. I still feel like I won, but I still feel like I want to give you game.
Right.
I lost a lot. 444, I almost lost Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it still gives you struggles financially. him saying the things about the story of OJ. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know, I could have bought a property in Dumbo for $2 million. You know, a few years later, that building worth $25 million. You know what I'm saying? How that made me feel. So it literally 444. I think for every age group, it's different Jay-Z albums that I think you would have to be a certain level of person to kind of like get. You know, when I first listened to Jay and he was talking about VVS diamonds, I literally had no fucking clue what a VVS diamond was.
Very small.
Literally didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Now I know all about the 4 C's. You know what I'm saying? Cut, carry, quality, color. Like, I know about it all. So it's like, but it gives you that growth. I think if don't matter who you are, if you 11 years old, you just listen to hip hop and you pop in 444, right?
Yep.
You can still get the game.
You know what I like about the album? I mean, you know, Jay-Z is a calculated guy, but it's well thought out, and I'm a production guy. That shit just sounds good. Like,
it does.
Everything coming out of this.
From Bam to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the story of OJ, you can't deny how good that track is, you know? So, Marcy Me, he really paints a picture of really who he is, you know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate your list. Thank you for your list.
Your list was decent.
Jay-Z, your list was great.
Decent.
Jay, every album is #1 in my book.
Yeah, according to Fanboy.
Sure. But hey, so that was good, man. I'm glad you participated. Thank you for participating in my my little Jay-Z spiel. I could talk about Jay literally all day.
Okay.
But one more interesting thing I did want to talk about this week that's kind of totally off the topic was a little bit of politics. You know,
Nothing's
the
off the
2020
topic.
race is coming up. Make sure y'all voting.
Make sure you vote.
Shout out to Canada Vote, you know what I'm saying? That's coming up. Canada Vote Expo is coming up in September. But make sure you vote, period, next year. But one interesting thing, because I've been following, I watch CNN a lot, especially right now when there's no sports on, that Bernie Sanders introduced a bill to wipe out all student loan debt. $1.6 trillion.
I know you with the shits, you know what I'm saying?
I'm all the way with the shits.
I want the shits too.
Ain't a motherfucker. I'm all the way with the shits, all right? So, for sure, like,
I'm with the
I
shits.
ain't telling you I'm voting for, but Bernie, you definitely doing your fucking thing.
Bernie,
right?
if you can work that shit out, if you can crack that deal, bust that
you know what I'm
jug.
saying? Bust that shit down. He introduced the plan, like he gonna bust down a couple taxes.
I mean,
5%
I haven't heard the plan, but
0.1% on this tax.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You would have to run them numbers by my people.
Run the numbers by the people, Bernie. Bust the 1.6 down however you can.
You feel me?
Because we would appreciate it.
We appreciate that.
Shout out to all the candidates on the good side that's running. You know what I'm saying? Not the other side, for sure. But no, make sure you look into that though and check that out, because that's definitely I thought that was interesting though, for sure. Like that happened in politics. So make sure you vote.
We got a little bit of time here. We just gonna run topics. What you think about Trent Williams holdout? Oh, well, you're a Cowboys fan, so
give a fuck about.
So I'm
glad Trent Williams is holding
I'm
out.
asking the wrong.
Hope that nigga holds out
one.
forever. Don't come back, Trent. Hold your ass out. Don't pay Trent, Redskins. Don't pay him. No. You know, I'm probably the best Cowboy fan you could ever sit beside, because I love football.
I don't know how that works.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because I love football. I do not like the Redskins. I do not.
What do you think about Trent holding out?
I think Trent should not hold out, because Trent should be playing football, because he ain't like the shit no more. So Trent should be on the goddamn field when it's time to play football. Like at OTAs, at training camp, get your ass on the field and play football.
Nah, I agree. I'm all about cats getting their money, but how much money you want, bro? And you're not even playing all.
This is a thing that
all
like
the games.
Some people who I keep in my life who don't really care about a lot of money, which is good because I do. So I like have to keep myself balanced. They always say, like, if you got 70 million or 100 million, what can you not buy with 70 million that you can buy with 100 million? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, yo, if you got 5 million or 10 million, what could you not, you know, like you could pretty much get whatever you need with 5 million that you could get with 10 million at the same token.
Yeah, I mean, it's all credit at that point.
But niggas who play football, though, people who play football, not just niggas, but like they risk themselves and they risk their bodies, so they should definitely get compensated. But according to the records, Trent Williams, who we're speaking about, has already been compensated, has he not?
Man, the man is paid, and also the man is getting old, and he hasn't played the whole season, man.
I mean,
so it's like, how much money do you want? I'm all about Guys getting their money and
I'm
breaking
glad
the
we're talking
bank.
about football. I like
But,
this.
come on,
NBA's
man.
over. We should talk about this.
Come on, man.
I think
play football, man.
the Redskins should
Play
do
football,
whatever they
man.
want for Trent. Who cares? But they should definitely make sure they lock in that black quarterback dude. You know, make sure
Yeah.
they start.
I mean, that goes without saying.
Because if y'all start Case Keenum over Dwayne Haskins, y'all only gonna win 3 games.
That might have to happen. I'm sorry. That might have to happen.
I know they're gonna do it.
Because the schedule's so hard in the beginning.
They're gonna do it.
And our O-line is so sketchy. Like, why would you even
do it?
Why would you even put
and then he's gonna come in on
our little
week
golden
7,
joy, yeah.
week
You know what I'm
8,
saying?
And it's not gonna be enough.
It's
He's
all
gonna
good.
win 5 games straight.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
next year we're going to the Super Bowl.
Look.
And that's just how it's.
Look, he got it figured out already. Look, that's exactly what's going to happen.
I know you guys. I know that's how you're going to think.
We're going to throw Case Keenum in for the tundra.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys will be winning the division, going to the playoffs with a first week.
I'm not a hater.
And probably getting to the NFC Championship.
This is what's going to happen with the Cowboys. You guys are going to go 11-4, 12-4, 11-5,
13-3,
and then lose when it counts.
We might lose in the NFC Championship.
And it's going to be love.
To the Bears or the Saints or somebody who's a really good team. As long as we make it to the NFC Championship, I just need us to get over the next hump so we can get over the next hump.
We'll see.
You guys are trying to get over the first Wednesday big-ass Campbell 2, 3, I don't even know, Erykah Badu.
Quarterback
if I
Mondays.
could get over that hump. So that's all I got to say about that.
But anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
We appreciate y'all this week's episode of Try Mumbo Sauce. Make sure y'all tune in. Next week, we're going to have another guest. Like I said.
Don't know who it will be yet, but we're going to have something good for y'all always.
For sure. It's your boy M00.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like.
It's your boy M00, Paradise Moo, ParadiseShop.com. Make sure you check us out.
On Instagram, @SayItAintTwan.
Yeah. Jay, you my nigga.